Okay, this video is reviewing this 12-volt marine battery charger. It's a 2-bank charger, which means it'll charge 2 batteries at the same time. And let's go ahead and open the box up and see what we have here. Okay, so you can see the battery charger is packed really well in this pretty thick styrofoam here, so that's a really good aspect. And the cables and all are really neatly tied up, secured. We'll pull the battery charger out. Here's the little instruction booklet, and it's like the writing is not terribly small, so it's fairly easy to read. And here's some wiring, and we'll figure all that out here in a minute. And down here below is some more wiring, and there's a couple of fuses there. And these are some clamps that you would use to hook up to the batteries, and some stainless steel screws. And that looks like all, yeah, that's all that's in the box. So we'll get this back out of the way here. So, the first impression is this thing is it's fairly heavy, which is good. You know, you want this thing to be plenty robust enough and well built enough that it's pretty solid. So yes, it is. And these are some rubber feet on the back. When you can secure it by these holes here to like the firewall of your boat. Or, you know, you can use it now. You don't have to use it in a boat setting. You can use it in other settings, such as an RV or anything where you have any batteries that stay put and need to be charged all the time. And it plugs into 110 volt power with this cord. And then looks like just on the front end here, looks like these cables plug in. Let's see. Yeah, what it is, these cables plug in to these right here. And then you have this other one here, which will plug in to this side over here. And it doesn't matter which one of these you use. These are just, what you'll do, you'll probably just clamp these to your battery. If you only like to do it for temporary usage or whatever. And, you know, what you'll do is, like I said, you'll plug these in. And then clamp these to the batteries you want to charge, and then clamp these to the batteries you want to charge. There's two different, like I said, there's 2 different banks here, so you can charge 2 different batteries. Now, what you can do also, you have these wires here, which what you'll do with those is, rather than using the clamps, if you have like a boat with a trolling motor in it, what you can do is you can just hook these wires to the battery charger, and then you hook these two to your battery, so it's a permanent installation, you know. So and then there's a fuse in here that you know, to protect the circuit. And you know, like I said, you can do it either way. You can do it with the clamps, or you can do it the permanent installation. And they give you 2 of each, so that's a really good option to have right there. You know, like I said, if you don't have your batteries permanently mounted, you can use the cables there. And if you do have them permanently mounted, use these wires here. So overall, looks like a pretty good setup. We'll get this thing installed. I've got a pontoon boat that I have a couple of batteries in that I want to install this in, and keep those batteries built up and charged up. So we'll hook it up, test it out. I'm just going to show you where the battery goes. The battery fits here. I'm going to put an auxiliary battery here. And then I'm going to mount the battery charger, the 2-bank battery charger here. I'm going to put a piece of plywood here, and then mount the battery charger to that. So I have the battery charger mounted, and all that's left now to do is install our batteries and then hook all the electrical up. Okay, so I have everything hooked up, and got the charger hooked up and plugged in.
I was just going to show you this battery. I had to turn sideways because my battery cables here I had weren't long enough. So that's just temporary. But what I wanted to make sure and show you here, make sure when you're doing this, when you're hooking up two batteries, if you don't already have two batteries, if you have a 12-volt system, you have to go from positive to positive, and then from negative, you see the negative there, to negative. That way, what this does is it doesn't increase your voltage. Your system stays at 12 volts, but it just increases your amperage. You get the amperage off this battery and the amperage off this battery. If you go positive from your main battery to negative, and then from negative on your main battery to positive on your secondary, you're going to come up with 24 volts, and you're going to mess your system up. You won't increase your amps. That way you increase your voltage. So just make certain when you're doing this wiring up, you make certain that you're hooking everything up accordingly, positive to positive, negative to negative. And then also on these wires here, make sure you don't mix them up. You want the positive, red going to positive, and then the same set of wires there. See, this wire goes off, needs to go to this negative. Don't hook this negative to this negative post over here. I'm not saying it'll mess anything up, but chances are it may not charge. If this battery's charged up and this one's not, but you have the negative over here, it may not charge. So just make certain, and same on this one. You see how you have your positive going, your red going to your positive, and your black going to your negative. That's the same set of wires coming out of the opposite side there. And then, of course, you just run your electrical to plug it in. So everything works okay. Now, what I was going to show you too, and you notice if you can see those lights down there, this set of lights is flashing, which means this battery over here, this black one that's auxiliary, is charging, but all the lights are flashing over here. And what that means is that this main battery is not charging. It won't charge it. Now, I did that purposely because this battery has been in this boat since last year, and I actually had to take it out and try to desulfate it. I think the battery's bad, but I wanted to try it, just see what this battery charger would do. And as you can see, it's saying all lights are flashing, and according to the manual, it says the battery can't be charged. But it does have 14.4 volts. Or actually, I tested it before I put it in here. It actually had 12.87 volts, and this one had 12.86. So we'll see. Hopefully, you know, the battery will charge. If not, I'll just get a new one, because this battery, believe it or not, this battery is 10 years old. That's unbelievable for a 12-volt battery. So anyway, like I said, everything works good. The battery charger, the charger here is very securely mounted, and I think it's going to work out real well once I get these batteries all situated. I'm thinking about just getting me a new battery. But this will keep it. You plug it in when you come back from your trip, and it's going to keep your batteries built up. That way, if your boat sits for several weeks or months, like this one has sit since last summer, probably around September, October when we last took it out. So it's been several months that this boat's been sitting here. So, and that's the reason why this battery, I usually keep it on the battery maintainer, but I didn't this year for some reason. I just forgot or whatever. Another thing I was going to suggest too is if you don't use these cables with the clamps on them, make sure I would keep those in your boat, because you never know when you might be able to use those in some situations. So, but it's up to you. Personally, I'm going to keep them in my boat because I feel like there may be some purpose I may have for them. And then also make sure and keep your spare fuses, because, you know, there's fuses in these, inline fuses in these holders here. But anyway, the battery boost, or the battery charger, works really well. Real pleased with it.